just funny. That's just how I imagine every single Australian
You have to be funny to survive in Australia. Right? Like, you can't be, like, just, like, you can't blend into the wall. You walk outside, and there's, like, a 3-foot tall spider in front of you, and, like, as an American, I would, like, run away. But as an Australian, you have to just, like, kick it. You just have to kick it and be like, "Oi, get out me way!" Nah, sorry, that was more British.
They're similar.
Get out me way, mate. That's as close as you're gonna get from me. I'll have to go get some petrol. No, that's more British again. I'm sorry, Australians. Don't worry, I won't. Yeah, like something like 80% of people, some huge percent live in Melbourne and Sydney.
Yeah,
like
that's the two cities.
Yeah. And like, I don't like cities. I like not cities. And it seems like Australia is just those two cities for the most part.
It is literally just those two cities. The amount of, like, Australia is freaking huge, but, like...
It's huge.
They legitimately only live in, like, about 5% of the state. Or country.
And it's a country and a continent. I mean, can we trust that, really?
Nope.
Listen, we already can't trust Antarctica. Those penguins aren't paying their fair share of tariffs, okay? So, how can I trust a country that's a continent? Let's be honest. This guy looks like a Bleach character.
Kind of. Yeah, a lot of the characters in this game, like, they are around. They don't really do too much, though. It is kind of nice, because a lot of them are just like, the world is hell, I give up, here's my thing. And this guy's just giving us his owl.
That's pretty based. Hey, Al. Oh. I thought it was gonna, like, become part of you, like, just, like, go inside you or whatever. Oh, that, yeah kind of exactly
does.
That.
I guess that, like, you can claim ownership over a homunculus, and then it just converts to mana. I don't know how it works.
Yeah, I'm out. That's literally him.
That wasn't very useful, but it is okay. There's 3 subsets of abilities in this game. You have active abilities, or I guess you have 4. You have, like, the melee abilities where you can use at any time. Then you have the cooldown abilities that do something, but then you have to wait a certain amount of time until they reactivate. And then you have the pressure abilities, which you just hold down a button. There's no cooldown or anything. Pressure abilities are ungodly, or they're tippest of top god tier. Once we get to the later half of this game, if we make it that far, pressure abilities will not only be our DPS, but it'll also be our healing. It is insane what you can do with relics and abilities with pressure. And then automatic abilities, like, just do their own thing, but they are just so weak. But it's the only thing we have, and I'm probably going to use it until we get the second pressure ability. So, I know I'm not using pressure abilities too much right now, but they're not great until you upgrade them until you have the second one as well.
So one of the free, with a million quotes, PlayStation Plus games this month is RoboCop. I think it's called Rogue City, which got, like, pretty glowing reviews when it came out. So I was really surprised to see it as one of the free games.
I think it just came out, like, a while ago, so it's probably
plateaued
in terms of sales.
Like a year or so or something. Anyway, it's pretty good. So far, I'm only, like, 45 minutes in. The one thing I will say, it's very unique as a first-person shooter because RoboCop is obviously, like, slow as hell. So it's weird to play a first-person shooter where you're not, like, pretty agile. Like, it's not... I don't know. It's weird. It's not really like a Gears of War cover shooter kind of thing, although it kind of is. But then it's not like your standard first-person shooter like Doom, where you're like, or like a Quake or whatever, where you're just like moving around real quick. Because RoboCop is just slow. It's an interesting game. I will say, I love the world of RoboCop. It's so cool. Like,
what? How did that hit me?
The fact that
I'm dead.
It's over. The fact that everything is so crappy is just hilarious to me. I mean, it's New Detroit. It's like they knew 40 years ago when they made RoboCop. They're like, hey, Detroit kind of sucks, huh? Well, what if it really sucked? And 2025 was like, I got you, fam.
Yeah, it's not too far off reality.
I also love
having robotic guys.
I love, what was I gonna say? I love the aesthetic of RoboCop. It has, like, a lot of futuristic stuff, like the Ed 109 or whatever the bad guys calls and RoboCop and all this stuff. But then, like, all the TVs are, like, tube TVs, and all the phones are, like, plug-in phones or, like, the really old-school cell phones. There's something about that that's so cool, where it's like, yeah, we have, like, this robotic person, and that's fine, but each TV we have is, like, a 17-inch monitor, and, you know, every computer is just, like, a black screen with green text kind of thing, and you're like, yes. Like, the computer's literally just like, C:// what do you want to do? And it's like, opens white monster. This is a real computer. Real video games don't have graphics. Yep.
One aesthetic, it's unfortunate that the Bethesda games suck so much, but Fallout also has an aesthetic I really like. It does,
yeah.
It's just that how did that hit me?
That was pretty big area of effect there. Yeah, the Fallout games have a really cool aesthetic with that green text on the black. Pretty cool. That's still not going too deep into Bethesda stuff, but I'm still utterly surprised because now Bethesda has been getting a lot of hate in general, you know, with Starfield and Fallout 76 and Fallout 4 and whatever. I've always been a Fallout or Bethesda. I don't want to say hater necessarily. I don't like them nearly as much as other people. But even through all that, through people making fun of Todd Howard and Bethesda and everything relentlessly, people still love Skyrim. There's, like, no one that's like, hey, what if Skyrim isn't actually as great as we think? I've, like, never seen people have that opinion. Like, Skyrim is still considered amazing. And,
I think there's just, like, it's weird because, like, Skyrim has sold so many copies and, like, people know what the formula is, but, like, just no one makes games like that.
That's true.
Just super open. I mean, they have plots, but it's like, who plays, like, Fallout or Elder Scrolls for the plots? Because they're, like, not great.
Maybe that's why I didn't like it, because I did play it for wanting the plot, you know? And that's I was interested. I played Fallout 3 for a couple hours, and I was like, I want to go find my dad. And then it was, you know, just not good.
And I think, the writing definitely doesn't help because you know what Fallout 4's plot is? You know how Fallout 3 is, you gotta find my dad. Fallout 4 is, gotta find my son.
And then, spoilers for a 10-year-old game when it ends up that you are Wait, how does that work?
Your son, like, he gets
Your son is way older than you. Yeah. He is lay dad. Dun 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 dun. Because you were cryo-frozen. And it's funny because I played Fallout 4 for like an hour, and the first like 15 minutes I was like, this rocks. Because it's like you're playing before the bombs drop, and like you have like, you're like doing this normal life thing, and then the bombs drop. But they give you like 10 minutes of that prologue. Because I'm like, oh, this is so cool. Like, I'm not saying like, make it the whole damn game, but it's like, you start off and it's like, hey honey, it's time to go to work. And I was like, oh, this is so cool. Like the 50s aesthetic and all that. And literally in 5 minutes, it's like, lay bombs drop, get in there, okay, you're in the future. And I was like, what? They spent like 8 years working on that? Come on.
Yeah, one especially big problem with the Bethesda games is that a lot of people left the company in 2007, like right after, or 2008, right after Fallout. Excuse me, they left in 2007, about a year after Oblivion came out, and including like some of the good writers. So the new writer that it basically writes all the new games is Emil something. It's like Pascana, Emil P. But a lot of people hate his writing for just being so basic and so boring, and like the plots are just like, go find your dad, go find your son, go do this. It's just so boring.
The Fallout show is pretty much a similar thing, where it's just like, your dad is laid bad guy?
Yeah, I don't know anything about the show.
The show was fine. There was some... I'll watch a season 2. It was like... It did get people really hyped on the games, I will say that, but... I don't know, it was fine. Like, it wasn't bad. I mean, there's a lot of bad video game, adaptations, and it seemed pretty good. As not even a Fallout fan, I was like, yeah, this is enjoyable. It was just kind of basic. And, for me, it's all about the lore, constantly. In any game or in any, universe, I'm like, give me the lore. Give me a reason to like this stuff. And Fallout does it sometimes. Like, the vaults are so cool. Like, some of the vaults that are especially depraved, where you get there and they're like, we purposefully put 100 people in here with... this isn't an exact one, but we put 100 people in here with enough food for 10 people, and we saw what happened. It's like, that's just so cool. And there's so many examples like that. But then the game itself sucks.
Sure does. I was kind of wondering why it felt a little bit harder in terms of me playing this game, and I was like, oh yeah, I didn't buy anything. Because there's like equipment that you can buy.
Speaking of games that'll never come out, Star Citizen just reached $800 million that it crowdfunded. $800 million.
And they have nothing to show.
You could unironically build like the biggest NFL stadium for like just about that much. And it's a video game that
it's not even close to done.
They're not even close to done. Now, just because they raised $800 million doesn't mean they spent $800 million. But, man, it's just that... I mean, the idea is obviously amazing. That's why people put so much money into it, but... I would like to see it. I think the head guy said sometime last year was like, we're close to being in alpha, I guess. Or in, like, version 1.1.0. I guess they're in alpha now. But it's like, he's like, it's not a matter of 5 or 10 years until we're in version 1.0. And I'm like, okay. Okay, Bethesda, with Elder Scrolls 6. We just started pre-production of Elder Scrolls 6.
Yeah, Elder Scrolls 6 is going to be like 4 years.
Oh. Okay.
For some reason they decided to make some good start.
Wasn't Starfield just like a dumb passion project by Todd?
He really wanted to make it for the longest time, but it just felt like they went back to the formula that people don't like. It's like one thing they can say about like Oblivion, and well, Oblivion has it a little bit. But Skyrim and like Fallout 3 and Fallout 4 are like crafted worlds. They are made from the ground up. Like, you can definitely see why the games take so long to come out, because like they're all like crafted. But Starfield went for like procedurally generated everything. It's just so soulless and boring.
Procedurally generated stuff is the video game version of AI generated slop. I hate procedurally generated everything. Question of the part, show me an example of something procedurally generated in video games being good.
Like, roguelites, like Binding of Isaac, like, it's fine because the game's so simple, and like the replayability and like the randomization is sort of the appeal of those games. But when you're making like a big open RPG with like a plot, it's like, no, it doesn't work.
Would that be procedurally generated or just having, like, RNG? No. Oh, you were like, oh, no. I thought you were, like, one hit away.
I did that pretty badly.
Yeah, it just ends up being...
It's definitely
boring,
procedurally generated,
boring
because
as
they
heck.
just take pre-made chunks and then they just scramble around. That's exactly what procedurally generated
Okay.
is. But because, like, Starfield is a game where you just, you know, go around planets and, like, basically do the same thing every time, it's very boring. But Binding of Isaac works because it's, like, a very hard game with a lot of RNG to it.
Whee! Yeah, also, I've never played it. I know Ferris plays a bunch. Like, how long does a full playthrough of that take? Like an hour?
Yeah, like an hour.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, like, short-form games like that where, like, the difficulty and replayability is the goal definitely works. But when you have, like, a 100-hour open-world RPG, it does not work at all. And, like, they knew that because, like, Elder Scrolls Arena and Daggerfall are both, like, massive procedurally generated worlds. And, like, the size of the scope is, like, impressive for, you know, like, 90s, early... Yeah, like, mid-90s to late 90s. It's, like, impressive how big it is, but it's, like, clearly very, flawed. Wow.
Do you know what my favorite part about the whole Elder Scrolls universe is? Is that each game is named after a part of the map. Like, I was like, oh, because I never played it before, so I didn't realize Skyrim was, like the name of a country or whatever, or a continent. I'm like, that's pretty cool. So then when you see the entire Elder Scrolls map, it's like Morrowind is at a certain place, and Oblivion's at a certain place. I'm like, that's so cool.
That is pretty cool. Oops. I keep forgetting about that. Okay. We're done.
We did it. Thank you, Al. I shall become part of you now. Ching!
Yeah, and some of these homunculuses become, like, permanent abilities for us. Just like the classic, like, Castlevania, like, you get a new thing that opens up a bunch of ways to go. And this is one of those.
Woman's voice, thank you for saving me. Thank you for rescuing me. Where's my... Why did Sega have to mess up House of the Dead remake? Why?
Because it was outsourced to that crappy company. They did the Panzer Dragoon remake too. I mean, obviously Sega wouldn't have done it themselves, so it was either that or nothing.
What the crap ever happened to that Prince of Persia Sands of Time remake? How is that something they fumbled that hard?
Ubisoft is imploding.
Greater than sign Ubisoft. That's all you have to say. I guess Shadows sold well.
It sold fine, but it wasn't enough to save a dying company.
Yeah.
Did you see the news that they sold like a quarter of their business to Tencent?
Oh, not Tencent.
Yeah, they did that like a couple weeks ago. But it's like, no matter what happened, unless like, there's no way that an Assassin's Creed game is going to sell like GTA numbers, and that's what they needed to save their company.
Right. Oh, hopefully this teaches companies that not every game needs like a $300 million budget. $300 million budget.
You'd think so, but it seems like budgets are getting more inflated.
Oh, it's the same thing with movies. I mean, especially like superhero slappa, but it's like, when is Marvel gonna be like, you know, maybe Snow White live action remake didn't need to be a $300 million budget. Like, okay, hire me. I could have told you that. I got you. Miss Kathleen Kennedy, make a superhero movie with like $100 million budget. Then, if worldwide you make $500 million, which is a pretty good amount, you make a profit. You don't need to make $1 billion to break even. And then Kathleen Kennedy gets real close, looks at me and says, "No, we shall have the biggest budgets. We shall have all the reshoots." we shall spend $300 million on a what's a random Marvel hero that no one cares about? I can only think of DC ones. A Blue Beetle movie, which they did make. $300 million budget, please.
Yeah, I mean, we make fun of Marvel flopping, but DC Universe is like a million billion times worse.
Quicksilver. There we go. A random Marvel thing that no one cares about. We need the Quicksilver cinematic universe. We need it. What if we did Fantastic Four, but it was Pedro Pascal, Jack Black, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and I don't know, who's token female nowadays?
So this area right here is, I wouldn't say like a mid-game area, but it's definitely harder than where we're supposed to be.
Ruh-roh.
But you get some cool stuff if you brave this out. You get the ability to swim, which opens up a bunch of stuff. You get a grimoire, which upgrades the shop. They're all progressive, so like it doesn't matter like in what order you get them, but getting more grimoires is really nice because then you can buy better equipment. And then we also get a material to upgrade our main melee weapon. We can't use it quite yet because the first upgrade needs 2 of the cores, and this is just for 1. But we get 2 of the cores like at once later, so we can immediately upgrade to level 3 once we get to that. So this place isn't like impossible, but it is definitely, the difficulty curve does not want you to go here. Like, I'm probably gonna get 2-shot. In fact, I probably should change the difficulty back to like normal numbers for this, but we're probably gonna get 2-shot by everything.
Well, aren't you gonna get a lot of levels too?
Yeah, that's true. Getting levels in this game is kind of slow, but yeah, we'll definitely get more levels. And lots of materials.
I forget, did I share that clearly fake but funny script for the Legend of Zelda movie? Did I share that? It's just one page, but it was just like how Hollywood would do it, and it was like Zelda and Link are standing in like Hyrule Field. Zelda, which is Zendaya. Look, it's Ganon. Navi, who's Kevin Hart. Oh hell no! I don't need none of this. We gotta be leaving. And then Jack Black, who's one of the Gorons, and I'm like, no, please, please. And then it was like Ganon, who is the Rock.
These rats are like actually like the worst enemy of the game.
It seems like it. But then it's like Ganon, who's the Rock, was like, it is time for us to have the legendary battle. It is me, the Rock. And I was like, no! I could see this happening. That's the worst part of all of this.
Yeah, and especially after...
Please don't make Ganondorf into the Rock, please!
Especially after Seth Rogen, Donkey Kong, it's like, they could do anything now. It's like, there's no sanctity. It's like, you figure that, like, Nintendo would, like, care about dumb meme crap in their movies, but they did Seth Rogen DK and Chris Pratt Mario.
It's me, Donkey Kong. Dude, bananas, lol. There's a new show that Seth Rogen's in, and I'm really mad because the premise is really cool. He's just like, he's running a small film studio, and he's trying to like make them bigger and make a movie with like having very little resources. And I'm like, the premise is so good, but I'm just not gonna watch it because I don't want to watch Seth Rogen do anything for any amount of time. So that made me sad. It came on like on a commercial, and I was like, ah, that's a good idea wasted.
That does suck.
It's just like I was talking about this to someone the other day. I'm sick of companies remaking good games. Like, like, even Resident Evil 4, where I like the remake, it's like, well, Resident Evil 4 is a good game. It's like, remake games that have really good ideas, but for whatever reason didn't work out. Whether it was the technology wasn't there, or whatever. Like, stop remaking really, really good games. Don't remake Metal Gear Solid 3, which is probably the best Metal Gear game. Remake Metal Gear 1, which is, like, incredibly difficult, in my opinion, incredibly difficult to play nowadays, you know?
Yeah, but it's obvious why they did that.
Of course, because it's popular.
It's the most popular, and also it's like, they don't have to, like, reinvent themselves. Like, if they did, like, Metal Gear Solid 1, like, that game is so short, and, like, they'll have to, like, rethink of, like, most things.
Oh, no, I was saying Metal Gear 1. Like, remake Metal Gear 1 and 2.
Metal Gear, same thing.
Okay.
Metal Gear 1 is, like, a very short... I mean, it's a cool game, but it's, like, you know, an MSX NES game.
Well, it's just, like, I don't know, for, like, a lot of my favorite franchises, if they were going to remake a Castlevania game, everyone would be like, okay, remake Symphony of the Night. It's like, why? Symphony of the Night's good. Remake, like, Lament of Innocence, or, like,
I think a Castlevania 2
Lords of Shadow. Yeah, that would be awesome. Castlevania 2. That's a perfect example of a game that has a bunch of great ideas, but the game itself just doesn't work. It's like, if you remake Castlevania 2, maybe not quite Metroidvania-like, but, like, made it much more playable, that'd be incredible. Or even if I don't know how it'd be possible, but making that more into, like, a 3D type of adventure, hell yeah! But people would just be like, do Symphony of the Night, heaven forbid, do Super Castlevania 4. Like, no, Super Castlevania 4 is perfect, you don't need to remake it. Do, probably, besides Castlevania 2, probably the one that has the most promise, but the game just is kind of not great, is Curse of Darkness. Remake Curse of Darkness. Remake Castlevania 64. All decent ideas. Because they're all with, like, they're good ideas of games, but they just didn't work out. But no. That would be so cool if they did Lament of Innocence, which is, like, kind of like the starting story of Dracula. At least of the first time they told it. That would be dope. Or do Lords of Shadow 2, where you become Dracula, but make the game actually good.
Oh. Nice backhand.
Guy wrecked.
Ooh, I forgot about that. One of the annoying things about this game is that you can't change equipment other than at the rest spots. I don't really understand that decision.
Yeah, that doesn't... I guess just to artificially increase difficulty.
Yeah.
I've never seen a game, a Metroidvania game that does that.
Oh, I have. Right, I have died.
Whee!
I think this is where the core is.
Oh, okay. I was like, man, that has a lot of life. It's because they explode.
Yeah, and they just... I don't know what the trigger is for them exploding. Like, they definitely explode when they, like, get less than half-life. But sometimes they do it prematurely, too. It's really hard. Like that. They just explode immediately.
Huh.
I don't know if it's, like, proximity or something.
Yeah, that is...
Okay, this is definitely where...
random but cool.
The core.
Let's go.
Those are, like, the rarest items in the game. Yeah, let's just go back. And then there's a grimoire down here. But then other than that, I'm not going to be finishing this. Well, I don't even think I can finish this place.
I thought you would actually would have finished him off. Dude, remake Panzer Dragoon Saga. That's a game that I want to play, but I don't...
Get out of here, rat!
I don't feel like putting my copy in and having the disc get scratched and stuff. But, like, that would be a cool one. There's just so many good ones that aren't like, what's an all-time classic? Let's remake Super Metroid. No. You know what game would cause people to absolutely crap their pants in, like, anger if they were like, we're gonna remake Chrono Trigger? People would seethe every single day for the rest of their lives. Because people are so hardcore about Chrono Trigger.
I'm so close to what I have to do, but oh man, these rats are gonna kill me.
Do you not have any health?
No. It's those 3 vials below my health, and I used all 3 of them.
Chip damage. At least so far. Oh. Oh, okay. Not the ones that shoot stuff at you.
Yeah, they have to have spikes, otherwise they're the electric ones.
Can you just shoot it from there?
Probably should.
My face went swimming up a waterfall.
Yeah, I'm just that epic. I think... Oh, crap. One final... Okay.
No! Yeah, just shoot him from far away.
Okay. Oh, not over here. Forget.
No!
It's not a huge deal if I die, but I don't want to die.
It's actually the biggest of all deals.
I was up here. Please just give it to me. No enemies. No enemy spam.
At least that's like, as long as you have the time and the patience, they can't do a single thing to you, those enemies.
Yep. Okay, here it is. Okay, thank God. We're done. Yoink!
Thing!
Alright, so get out of here. We're done with this part. I think this game is interesting enough to do at least a couple more sit-downs. It's not that long of a game.
Well, I mean, yeah, you're already level 13, and you said you beat it. True ending at level 65.
Yeah, that's with me, like, my first playthrough is, like, whenever you play these games, you're just, like, looking for every secret possible, and, like, you just go back and forth in areas, like, a million times.
Does this give you a percentage?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I know.
It tells you, like, what chapter you're in, but I don't know, like, what the equivalence of that to, like, how far you are.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I got Chloe's bracelet.
Oh.
I want... Yeah, going down this better.
And I want it now. I was just reminded of the promise in Skyrim that you would be able to go to, like, a local sawmill and burn it down and it would affect the economy. And people believed that.
Yep.
People were like, wow, that sounds really cool.
Alright, we're done with this part.
How would you even be able to program that in the game?
It would be awesome.
It would be like the game Sid Meier's Civilization level of craziness just for that one thing. Please do it. Please, Todd. We believe in you. Do it for 6.
There's just no way. He just lies.
No, he's telling the truth this time. Okay, bye.